Hey guys, I want to show you my Browning High Power. They're pretty cool pistols. Let's go into a safety check for the safety Nazis. I don't know if you guys are still out there. I remember I put a video up years ago. Looks empty to me. So this Browning High Power, they're pretty cool. They were the final design that John Moses Browning had worked on that actually came into production. He didn't actually finish it. Dieudonné Saïve, and I apologize if I'm butchering that name, but Dieudonné Saïve of Fabrique Nationale finished it out. But from my understanding, most of the design was John Moses Browning. I know Saïve is the one that came up with the high capacity 13 rounds magazine, which back then was actually pretty high capacity. This one's pretty cool. It started out as a Israeli defense pistol. I sent it off to Don over at Action Works. He did some work for me. He put on these Noveske sights with the tritium dots. He put on a new hammer for me, new trigger, ambidextrous, safeties. Pretty cool stuff. He beveled the mag well. I mean, he did some really neat stuff for me. It's got a really nice trigger pull on it. Very nice. Really light trigger. Not super light. And you see how little the trigger moves on mine? Pretty cool. Being the fact that it was Israeli, one of the cool things that just right out from the factory that it had, most of you guys that know the Browning High Power knows that it has a magazine safety disconnect. I hope I'm saying that right. Magazine disconnect safety, something like that. So when the magazine's out, the hammer won't fall. Mine though, and even before I had any work done to it, the magazine will still fall without, well, the hammer will still fall without any magazine in it. Really nice pistol. I like it. It shoots pretty good. I'll see if I can't find a picture I can put at the end of the video of the accuracy, but I mean, this thing is a tack driver, so it's even got the stock barrel. When we looked at it, it was shooting just fine with the stock barrel. Don over there, he looked at it and he said, "Hey man, you don't need to put a competition barrel in it." So I didn't. Let's go and look at the takedown. Right. So you bring the slide back, put the safety on. It goes into this little notch, holds the slide back even farther than the slide release. Pull that out. Take the safety back off. It slides apart, and it's like almost every other pistol out there. Barrel comes right out. It's easy. It's not as complicated to take apart as a 1911 or anything. The one thing you do have to remember is putting it back together. You see this little round piece has to go down, or I guess towards the top of the slide. So let's slide it back together. There we go. I guess should probably take the mag out before I do any of that, huh? Alright, goes back. Let's slide forward, safe direction, pull the trigger. They're nice. One thing about these, the stock magazines, this right here holds 13 rounds. Back then it was high capacity. We'll go over why. But I use these Metcar 15 round magazines. Pretty cool. They do have 20 round magazines, but the downside with the 20 round magazine is it sticks out the bottom. So, I mean, I got them for kind of having fun at the range. I've shot this pistol quite a bit. The 15 round mags work just fine. Haven't had any problems. They did also make a 10 round magazine. I don't know why you'd ever want to use that. But they weigh about 2 pounds. I just weighed this one earlier. It really is about 2 pounds. So it's like 2.6, something ridiculous. It's really lightweight. The barrel's 4 5/8 if I remember right. It's like 7 3/4 inches long. I believe that's from here to here. So they're pretty cool pistols. Like I said, John Moses Browning started working on them, on the design. He died unfortunately in 1926 before it was finished, and the pistol itself came out in 1935. That's also why a lot of countries refer to them as the P-35. It's been used in several wars, conflicts all over the world. They've been used by the British SAS. I know lots of other special operations units used to use them, or some of them still do. I've seen, I know you guys can use Google, find them, where you can find pictures of them in Afghanistan. Guys still using these pistols, probably not quite like this. Pretty nice guns. Some other things about them. They, you know, they used the designation P-35. This one was made in Belgium and assembled in Portugal, so this really is one of the original Brownings, made by Browning Arms. Fabrique Nationale also makes the one of these. I mean, it's the same gun, guys, just made a little bit different. Mine's a 1988 Israeli defense pistol. Of course, it's Browning custom now. Got some VG grips on them. Very nice. G10. Like I said, had some work done to it. Shoots really nice. One of the really cool things is it's just a historic pistol, guys. I mean, it's the predecessor to the 1911, so a lot of the changes that John Browning wanted to make to the 1911, he ended up making on this bad boy right here. He couldn't use some of the technology he wanted to use on it, though, because he still had the patents sitting from that he had filed for the 1911. Although some of the patents had expired, he still couldn't use most of what he wanted to bring over from the 1911. Another cool thing is this is the one pistol that was used both by the Allies and by the Germans in World War II. So that's pretty neat. There's some of these that are like $5,000. They got a cool little leaf sight on the back of them. Those ones were made, if I remember right, they were made up in Canada. These were made in Canada as well at one period. Really cool guns. If you guys have a chance to pick one up, I would totally get one. I have nothing but good things to say about Don over at Action Works if you need to get one refinished. They're cool little guns. They're tack drivers. You know, and 15 rounds, 2-pound gun, shoots really nice. I've shot this one quite a bit. I've ran it fairly hard. I don't want to say I've ran it as hard as a lot of my other pistols, but I mean, I've shot some IPSC matches and things like that with it and stored fairly well. The one thing I do have to say about if you're shooting them in IPSC or IDPA and some of the other ones, they require that you do not remove any safeties. So even though mine never came with one, I can't shoot this and actually compete for time. I have to shoot this as a fun shoot because it no longer has the magazine disconnect safety, which I think is retarded. I mean, I still have the safety here. My trigger, let's see, I think it's about a 3.5, maybe 4-pound trigger. I don't carry this gun. I do shoot it. It's not just a Safe Queen. I use it. One of the things I do is I instruct some courses. We'll talk about that some other time, but I'll carry this for that sometimes. I take it out to the range. I like to shoot it. I don't run it super duper hard because, guys, this one's my baby. So shot a lot of guns. I just love this one. I'm a big fan of 9mm, so this works out great. Anyways, so cool gun. You guys should totally look into getting one if you're looking for a piece of history. Hopefully you shoot yours, because I totally shoot mine. And here's the sights again. Anyways, let me know what you think of the video. If you like it, I'm going to try to post some more. I know I keep promising to post some. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.